What are the wonderful events that occurred during our prophet's comment to the world? Our prophet honored our world by descending to the world of emergence at dawn on Monday morning, 12 Rabiul Awwal, which coincided with April 20th, 571 AD, and honored our world in the arms of the marriage of Abdullah and Amina. With this honor, it was as if all beings spoke up and said, "Welcome, O Messenger of Allah." They were overwhelmed with joy. Events that happened on the night when our prophet was born. The fact that his birth, prophethood, migration, and death all coincided with Mondays as a divine manifestation is a sign of the importance of this day. As the manifestation of beauty and majesty, the excitement of joy and the bitterness of sadness, the joy of the holiday and the pain of death are experienced together. Some wonderful things took place on the holy night when the Messenger of Allah honored the universe. A few of these miracles are as follows. According to what Hazrat Amina reported, she did not suffer any difficulties during her pregnancy or birth. And when the Messenger of Allah was coming into the world, she saw a light coming out of her that illuminated the distance between the east and the west. The Prophet was born clean, with his hands on the ground, and raised his head to the sky. Ibn Isad, I, 102, 150. At that moment, the devil screamed louder than he had ever screamed in his life. Ibn Kasir, El-Bidayah, NY, 271. Mubazan, the chief priest and cleric of Iran, saw in his dream that some unruly camels, leading a lot of walking horses, crossed the Tigris River and spread throughout the Iranian lands. Samave Valley was flooded. A star was born the night they arrived. There were many scholars among the Jews. They saw and learned about the future of the Messenger of Allah in their books. They were also considered masters in deducing judgments from the stars. A star shone on the night of our prophet's birth, and Jewish scholars understood from this star that the prophet of the end times had come to the world. Hassan bin Thabit, the famous poet of the Prophet Muhammad, PBR, explained this issue as follows. I was around 8 years old. I know one morning a Jew said, "Hey Jews." He was running screaming. The Jews said, "What's the matter? Why are you struggling?" They flocked to the man's head, and the Jew was shouting, "Be aware, Ahmed's star was born tonight. Ahmed was born tonight." 1. In a narration regarding the subject reported by Ibn Sa'd, it is stated as follows. There was a Jew living in Mecca. On the morning of the night the Messenger of Allah was born, he appeared before the Quraysh and asked, "Was a son born to your tribe tonight?" When the Quraysh replied, "We don't know," the man continued his words. "Come, go, inquire, seek. The prophet of this nation was born tonight. He has the sign on his back." The Quraysh arrived and investigated, and they came and informed the Jew, "A son was born to Abdullah tonight. He has a decoration on his back." The Jew went and saw the sign of prophethood, and he cried out as if he had lost his mind. Prophecy is now gone from the children of Israel. A state will come to the Quraysh, whose news will reach from east to west. So, the sky was applauding the arrival of our prophet with its sparkling star lamps. 14 towers from Kisra's palace in Madain crashed and destroyed. It was the night when the Lord of the universe was born. The clock showed the moments of his birth. The city of Madain, which fell into a deep sleep, woke up with a terrible crack and noise. The people, along with the ruler, jumped out of their beds in excitement. The sight was terrifying and alarming. 14 of the sturdy towers of the emperor's palace collapsed with a crash. Many of the idols that filled the interior of the Kaaba with darkness and dirt were demolished upside down. The Quraysh polytheists had drowned the Kaaba, in which the only deity of Allah on earth was first enshrined, in darkness with idols. However, even as the messenger of God, the representative of Tawheed, opened his eyes to the world, these idols, most of which were riveted with lead, could not bear the magnificence of the event and collapsed. The meaning expressed by this event was great. This person who has graced the world will eliminate the dark belief in polytheism as per the duty given to him. It will flag the pure, decent, and blissful belief in Tawheed in hearts. The world witnessed this, just as that messenger of Allah cleaned the Kaaba from lifeless idols in a short time. He also destroyed the idols in the hearts with the Islamic faith. The huge piles of fire belonging to the Magians that had been burning in Estahrabat for 1,000 years suddenly went out. The Zoroastrians accepted this pile of fire as their god. With the arrival of our prophet to the world, this huge fire went out as if it was a simple fire that was invaded by the oceans. This means that the coming person would eliminate fire worship in one fell swoop, just like idolatry, and would illuminate the earth with the torch of Tawheed. The famous consecrated lake of Sava, Tabariya, dried up suddenly. This was an expression that the coming person would prohibit the sanctification of things that were not with the permission of Allah. At the moment of their arrival to the world, a light was seen that illuminated the east and the west like a small room. This means that the religion that the person who was born would embrace the east and the west in all its glory and would educate and caress 1/5 of humanity in its compassionate bosom. Samave Valley was flooded and flooded. It was the night when our Prophet Muhammad opened his eyes to the world. Overflowing floods flooded the Samawa Valley and the city of Samawa. The people of the city were terrified and took refuge in the mountains and hills. Then they wrote a letter and informed Kisra about the situation and asked for food and drink help. Bunch of stars fell from the dome of the sky. On the night of our Prophet's P.B.U. Ashie arrival to the world, stars fell from the sky like autumn leaves. 5. This event pointed out that from now on, devils and jinns had ceased to receive news from the sky.